The Air Jordan 13, released in 1997-98, the same year the Bulls went on to win their 6th NBA title, which was their second three-peat, and it would be the last season Jordan would play before his second retirement. Now, Michael messed with my plans a little bit because in that final game that we just saw and the final shot, he actually wore the 14. This model was Michael's 13th signature shoe and the 11th to be designed by Tinker Hatfield. Typically before drawing up a shoe, MJ and Tinker would sit down, they'd have a meeting, go over some design concepts, but this was different. There was no meeting, and instead Tinker had a plan, an inspiration. Watching MJ play, Tinker said he resembled a panther, the way he would stalk his prey and then strike. A black cat, and that was the basis of the shoe. The sole of the shoe was designed to create a resemblance of the paw of a panther and the hologram on the heel to resemble the eye. What's up, squad? PinoE here, and this is the history of the Air Jordan 13. Throughout the run of the shoe in 97 and 98, a total of 7 pairs were released, with 5 dropping as a high and 2 dropping as a low. The first pair to drop came on November 1st in a white, true red, and black colorway, gaining the nickname Black Toe. The next highs that would release were the Air Jordan 13 White Black True Red, aka Chicago, which were followed by the Flint 13s, the Air Jordan 13 Black True Red White, which received the playoff nickname, and lastly the Black Red 13s. The retail price for the highs back in 97 and 98 was $150. Things didn't stop there, and the model was capped off with 2 pairs of lows. The first to release came in a navy metallic silver, black, and Carolina blue colorway, and the Air Jordan 13 Chutney in a black chutney colorway. The price for both lows was $130. The first time the shoe would get a retro was in 2004, and that year saw 2 pairs drop. The Air Jordan 13 Wheat released on October 23rd, which was followed by an OG retro of the Bread 13 on December 22nd. Retail remained at $150 for these releases, but if you were lucky enough to get the Wheat 13, resale is around the $500 mark. Just 1 year later, in 2005, Jordan Brand dropped 10 pairs, and things kicked off early in the year on January 22nd when Jordan released the Gray Toe 13 and the 13 in a white, neutral gray, and university blue colorway. Just a little over a month later, the Air Jordan 13 Altitude was released, which features a full black upper with an altitude green outsole, and about 3 weeks after that, we will get our first retro of the OG Flint on March 19th. April 23rd was the next release date, and on that date we got 2 more pairs, but these came in the low silhouette. The pairs came in a white, metallic silver, varsity red, and black colorway, which is very similar to the Chicago 13, and alongside those came the pair dressed in a white, metallic silver, midnight navy, and ice blue colorway. Just 15 days later, on May 7th, the women got an exclusive colorway, which is a very similar colorway to the Chris Paul PE, and these were dressed in white, metallic silver, university blue, and real pink. Now, someone at Jordan Brand really loved that 13 low because on May 21st, another 2 pairs would drop. The first pair came in a black, metallic silver, white, and varsity maize colorway, and the other in a white, metallic silver, black, and varsity maize colorway. And if you thought they were done with the lows, you're wrong, because the final pair of 2005 would release on August 20th, when Jordan Brand dropped the Air Jordan 13 Ceramic. In 2005, the prices remained the same, with highs retailing for $150 and the lows for $130. Things cooled off on the model for a bit, and in 2008, the Air Jordan 13 Countdown Pack would release on January 19th, and the retail price for the pack was $310. 2010 is up next, and only 4 pairs released that year, but it was really quality over quantity. The first pair to drop came on August 21st, and that pair was the Air Jordan 13 Bin 23, which released for $175. Resale on these is now sitting around the $1,500 mark. On November 26th, we saw the second retro of the Flint 13, which was followed by the re-release of the Altitude 13s on December 11th, and wrapping up the year on December 18th were the Chicago 13s. Prices in 2010 saw a $10 bump, and retail was now at $160. 2011 was also a pretty chill year as well, and the first pair to drop were the Playoff 13s, which were available on February 26th. A few months later, on July 23rd, the Air Jordan 13 Ray Allen PE would drop in a white and clover colorway, and the price remained at $160. Flip your calendar to 2013 and 3 more pairs would release. January 12th was the date we would once again see the Air Jordan 13 Bread, which was followed by a new colorway in Squadron Blue on February 9th. and the Black Toes would release on March 16th. This time around, the Black Toe received the He Got Game nickname. 2013 would see another $10 bump, and retail was now $190. It's now 2014 and 4 more pairs are released. The model kicks off on October 4th when the Air Jordan 13 Premium 3M model would drop, which featured a fully reflective 3M upper, and just 3 weeks later on October 25th, the Air Jordan 13 Barons would make its first appearance. 3 weeks after that, on November 15th, we would get our first retro of the gray toe, and the year was completed on December 13th when the OG Bread would once again release. The Premium 3s released for $200, and the standard pairs would once again receive a price bump, and retail was now $185. Things picked up a little in 2015 when Jordan Brand dropped 6 more pairs. The first pair of 2015 came on April 18th in a Low Hornets colorway, which was followed by 2 pairs on June 13th, which were the K54 13 Low and the Black Metallic Gold University Red and White 13 Low. On November 7th, the first pair of Chris Paul 13 PE would release in a Hornets Away colorway, and on November 11th, the CP PE Hornets Home colorway released exclusively in Asia. 2015 was closed out on November 21st when the Dornbecker 13 would drop. The K54 would retail for $250, the Lows for $160, the Chris Paul PEs for $200, and the Dornbeckers for $225. And just this year on November 11th, 2 more pairs released as an Asia exclusive. The Air Jordan 13 What Is Love pack included a pair of men's sizing in a red colorway, and for the ladies, a teal colorway. And that does it for the history of the Air Jordan 13, and everything that happens, including a number of releases already confirmed for 2017, is the future. If you enjoyed this video, and I hope you did, hit that like button. If you're new around here, subscribe, join the squad. If you have something to say, leave it in the comments below, and I'm out.